A god on high. Wind is...
Okay, I'm trying to introduce you, but that's fine. Hey, I don't know where she... we're not talking about her.
Alright, Ibushi.
Seriously, dude? Do you think about anything else? You are... Oh! Ask one more time and I'm done. Alright, you don't get a cool intro anymore and
Wind Serpent Ibushi, one of the twin serpents of Rise, one of the prongs of the logo, oh yes, and one of the two elder dragons. And let's be honest, one of the most insane, over-the-top, unique, ridiculous, mental in the best way, incredible monster designs that has ever graced the series. This guy is ludicrous, and I absolutely love it. He is filled to the brim with cataclysmic level yet gorgeous attacks that just make him an absolute joy to fight. Now, of course, as a final Rampage threat, well, you aren't going to be hunting him somewhat normally, but that doesn't stop him being one hell of a breathtaking experience. So first and foremost, actually getting to him, he will be a urgent hunt halfway through HR6. Also, Serpent God of Wind! There's a monster now called the Serpent God of Wind! For the first time ever! Serpent God of Wind! Okay, but no, Amatsu and Ibushi could not be more different, and I absolutely love that. The floating Leviathan, the Elder Dragon, definitely needed to be expanded upon more, and expanded upon it has been. So, you can do the Rampage fairly normally, and if you have your strategy refined, which is basically just shoot stuff when the counter signal's not on, and hit stuff when the counter signal is on, and prioritize the breakers, well, you can have him come down before you even get to the second layer of the fort. However, this won't do a huge amount for you, because he will pretty much just immediately blow past. Though this is a good time to hit him with anything you have left, like a Dragonator, or a Split Shot, or any of the big super villager helpers, but generally you'll just be chasing him to the next area. So you heroically wirebug in! Oh my back. Heroically wirebug in! And what you want to immediately do then is set up a manned minigun defensible. Though not on this spot, because this spot gets destroyed by Ibushi. Do it on one of the outskirts, but near the gate. Because this is going to counter Ibushi's main gate-destroying mechanic in a really, really cool way. You also want to set up two automatic Wyvern fire turrets either side of the gate and point them at about where you think he will start channeling his I'ma destroy your gate move, and then you're pretty much done. The rest of this is going to be done with your weapon during counter signals. You really don't need to go crazy with the automatic installations. Though do generally cycle through all of your villager ones as they're incredibly powerful, just kinda go one by one when you get a free moment. Fugan especially popping in with 2000 damage is very, very cool. Shit! But let's focus on Ibushi for a second then. He spends his time floating around, chiefly upside down, which by the way, can I point out, the Hunter Notes says that this upside down flying is inexplicable. And the thing is, it then goes on to explain how he actually does flow. He generates the wind, which he uses to drift about the place, and they come from all of those glowing organs on his body, which, by the way, are his softest parts. If you can, with anything, hit a glowing, kind of flappy, Xenowy-looking bit, then do so. You will eventually get downs, and then you can go for the head, and that's all good, but we know that that's how he does his air shenanigans. So the fact that it calls his upside down inexplicable to me just implies that they're there in the village like, now why would he do that? He could just fly normally. Why is he upside down? Is he mocking us? I don't understand. And that is brilliant. Anyway, he will come at you with a range of gusty, dragony-infused attacks, beams sweeping about the place, huge little pressure point torrents of air that skyrocket you, well, into the sky. You can then, of course, wirefall away and go for him. Various little charges and tail slams and using his sheer weight against you. Hell, the animation when you do get spiraled up out of control in the winds is very, very nice. He'll fire a little explosion, Dragon Balls, and generally he's just got one hell of a fantastical array of attacks that all feel just so impactful and threatening, and I love every single one of them. But of course, he will be attempting to get through and destroy. This is a Rampage after all, and to do that he has one main ability: levitate rocks and throw them at the gate, which, as far as being a living siege weapon goes, is quite effective. This is what our mounted minigun is for that we placed earlier. It is by far and away the best installment to just sit on it and one by one shoot the rocks. This will destroy it, and every single one you destroy, of which if you're quick you can get them all, will vastly reduce the gate damage. Other than that, you want to just employ general Rampage tactics. If the counter signal is up, then go for him. Obviously, once you get the big, long, fairly hefty amount of minutes won, it's time to just hunt him somewhat normally. But before then, you want to get your bonus 60-second gong in, which is very, very nice to do, and then deploy all of your most potent siege weaponry. Hit him with the split shot, or the Dragonator. The split shot, by the way, absolutely destroys him, and I find it's best saved for one of his rock floaty little phases to attack the gate, as it will just utterly annihilate him and the rocks, or in this case, literally kill him. Summon all of the extra help that you can from the villagers. Yomogi is pretty good with her mounted minigun, because if there's one thing a chef needs, it's a mounted minigun.
You're gonna die.
And that is really, really lovely. Other than that, it very much is just beat on him, beat on him, beat on him, and do not let those rocks actually make it to the gate unbroken. Go for his glowing parts, see if you can break each and every single one to get maximum material rewards for it, because if you do manage to get an S rank on the Rampage with him in, and to do that, essentially just go down the checklist of what it would like you to do, you will get one hell of a bag of materials. Now, truthfully, he's not actually that threatening. He even has this secret feature where if you actually cart to him, your very souls are tied together and he will die too.
No! Defense successful.
It has to be one of the most anticlimactic quest finishes in Monster Hunter.
He obviously is a Rampage, is more focused on breaking through than he is anything else, but that doesn't change the fact that he is one hell of an experience. And don't worry too much about carting and such. If you want to just go for the complete, you can cart over and over in the Rampage, and the main thing is just getting damage uptime on him while that counter signal is up. If you can't fully get him down in the 400 plus seconds or so you get, you are going to struggle to finish him, because then you have to rely on the relatively low damage by comparison siege weaponry. So really try and get that going. I've never actually had Ibushi break through. I feel like you'd really have to just kind of let him do what he wants for a while for it to happen. So on that level, it is a shame that this, the Wind Serpent God is kind of almost throwaway, but that doesn't change the fact that the first time I experienced him was one of the greatest Monster Hunter moments I have ever had. And look, just to focus on really his literal form, is he not crazy? The extra jaw, the splitting jaw, the glowing parts, the red lines, just the entire form of him is one of the most insanely yet creatively fantastic designs I have ever seen. He is alien, yet in his own weirdly Monster Hunter way, almost believable. He's just
I don't even know if I like how he looks, but objectively, he looks incredible. And that is really quite the feat. When you have the entire story revolving around two serpents, you have to nail them. And Ibushi, god damn. So once he has been slain, the fortress saved, the people okay, make sure that he doesn't, mind control anyone. I say mind control, but seriously, this Elder Dragon is intelligent. Obviously they all are, but the fact that he resonated with Hinoa and managed to convey what he's after, his mission, he is looking for his queen, which we will get to in a later video, but it's very, very cool. It is mysterious, it is ominous, it is unlike anything we've ever had before. A monster that is in some way genuinely communicating with us, the hunters. It gives this air of creepiness because there is so much more going on behind his eyes than arguably any other monsters. And I just love it. So let's talk his armor and weapons. He has a huge chunk of blue sharpness and incredibly respectable raw. Not the best, but definitely good. He is one of the few ways you can get dragon on your weapons in the game, but he is by far and away not the best dragon weapon. Unless maybe he is. See, Ibushi weapon ramp-up skills have, well, dragon boost, but so do other dragon weapons, so that kind of cancels out. But what they do have is Ibushi soul, which simply gives you more dragon attack for every piece of armor you're wearing from the same set. So, 2 Rathalos, 2 Zinogre, you're going to get 2 lots of benefit from this. 3 Zinogre, you're going to get 2 lots of benefit from this. So of course the most you can have is the full 5, which is going to give you a fair amount of boost. But the thing is, in order to get enough boost out of this to compete with the dragon weapons, you have to wear too many pieces from the same set to the point that it will otherwise cripple your build. It's not like it's far off. If you're wearing 2 lots of 2 and then a random 1, you're kind of there, and with a huge amount of blue, it's where it's at, and essentially, it's kind of arguably the best dragon weapon for if you want a dragon element build, but it's also potentially not better than the other good dragon options. It's kind of a weapon by weapon basis, depending on what you have available to you. The interesting one here then is the anti-aerial species. This does more damage if you're fighting a flying monster, which is literally anything with wings plus the serpents themselves. This then, are you ready for it, took a normal dual blade hit of 15 and 12 against a Rathalos who's weak to Dragon's Tail, all the way to 16 and 13. Like, I know we're not going to see the biggest increases on dual blades, but dual blades are also going to be the ones using a dragon build if a dragon build is needed, so it's not exactly blowing anything away. It really isn't. You're going to get more out of both Soul and Dragon Boost 3. It's kind of sad despite being such a niche fun skill. Now you might be thinking, wait, the Soul, more dragon per piece? Well, let's just think about Ibushi's set, because yes, Ibushi's set is very, very interesting. It is a bit of, well, everything. It's kind of weird. Now, none of these skills are incredibly good in a vacuum, certainly not one rank of them, and it's a real sort of mess. Wind alignment is what you may be drawn to, and the first 4 ranks, are you ready for this, give you dragon resistance +4.
You serious?
But rank 5 activates Fortunate. And what does Fortunate do? Well, I'm going to let you explore that for yourselves, but fortunately, it is no powerful power spike. It's not going to help you kill monsters any better at all, so it's kind of, well, bad. At least for the purpose of stab harder. In fact, the entire Ibushi set is really bad for the purpose of stab harder. Despite looking really, really sweet, you're probably not going to be desperate to get hold of it. So yeah, the equipment front a little bit anticlimactic, but the dragon himself absolutely wondrous, and I am so happy he exists. Alright then guys, that is your Ibushi. Let me know what you think, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.